What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Leo sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of July 23rd and August 22nd, then you are a Leo sun sign, and this video is for you. 2018 is upon us, friends, and oh man, what kind of year was 2017? It was crazy. It was hectic. It was full of ups and downs. I don't have to tell you. You were right there. But 2018 is here, and I wanted to show all my appreciation to you for supporting me in the last year, for liking my videos, for sharing, for subscribing, for just watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. And the way I'm going to repay the favor to you is to do a year ahead reading for the year of 2018 for all my Leo sun sign friends. And this spread is going to take a look at each month individually and see what the major energy of each month is, as well as what spiritual theme you're going to experience, and what message it has for you, what message Spirit has for you in the year 2018. So hopefully this will be an interesting spread. This is a general overall reading for all Leos, but if you want a more specific reading where I tap into your energies, then shoot me an email, and I'll be offering this reading for $40 through PayPal if you want that, and we can go more in depth than this reading would get as I tap into your specific energies. So and I'll make a video for you, and you can watch that video all throughout the year to see how your progress is going. So if you want that, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. But let's get right into it. I laid these cards out. I used the Llewellyn Tarot for the 12 months, the Keepers of the Light Oracle for the spiritual theme, and the Nature's Whispers Oracle for the message. So let's start with the month of January, see what January has in store for Leo friends. And we've got the Page of Cups. Alright, getting the feeling here that January is going to be one of those kind of emotional months, emotionally turbulent months, where, you feel kind of emotional extremes, is the feeling I'm getting from this card. Ups and downs of emotion through January. And the issue I'm feeling from this card is that maybe some of you, remember this is a general reading, but maybe some of you will feel kind of bound by your emotions. So like if you are feeling a happy emotion, you're gonna have a happier outlook. If you're feeling a sad emotion, you're gonna have a sad outlook. And I think it's very important to realize that our emotions can sweep us away sometimes, and if they sweep us away to a place of negativity, we're gonna be doing some damage to ourselves as we embody a negative energy. So it's very important to kind of not detach yourself from your emotions, but not let your emotions sweep you away, not let them take over. And okay, so you're feeling a negative emotion, but that's not a reason for you to feel negatively about something else. You know what I mean? I think you know what I'm talking about. So hopefully, I never know, but hopefully that makes sense. So that's the month of January, some ups and downs and emotionally, and perhaps you allowing the emotions to get the best of you in certain circumstances, possibly. So keep that in mind as we move through January. Now let's take a look at this card, which represents the energies of February. And we've got the Two of Wands. Okay, I see determinism in this card. The determinism to start a new path, go down a new path possibly, open a new door. And I get the feeling that February is going to bring some new energy with it. It's going to bring some new opportunities. And, it's up to you what you do with these opportunities, of course, but they're going to be there in the month of February. And if you want to have a change of pace, February is going to be a time for that change of pace to come in. If you're looking for, a new job or a new opportunity or a new hobby, I get the feeling that February is a time when some of it is going to come to you. And the option of starting new in a new direction, setting out in a new direction, will be there in the month of February. So it's going to be a month for growth, possibly, but also a month for you to do the work that's required to bring these things in. They're not just going to show up into your life. You're going to have to put in action to attract them and to carry them out. But new opportunities seem to be at your doorstep in the month of February. Very exciting, very cool. All right, Leo friends, let's check in on the energies of March. And we've got the Wheel, our first major arcana. And man, changes are happening. The Wheel is about change. It's about, the way I like to think about it is like time. And time brings change to all things, and I think that's what the wheel is kind of representing, is that things will be changing in March, and the wheel is kind of implying that you don't have a lot of control over it. These are like outside forces that are bringing change to you. These aren't like things that you've done that have created change, but I do feel as though March is going to bring a lot of change to the lives of Leos, and whatever opportunities that you embraced in February, maybe March is a time for them to really affect your life and really to bring change, bring forward movement to your life. And so I do see a lot of things happening in March, and things really, the ball really rolling, and whatever way you started the year, I do feel as though March is going to change things up significantly. Okay, so let's move into April. And we got another major arcana. We've got the Hermit. April's going to be a month of discovery. It's going to be a month of illumination, bringing light to certain aspects of your life, most notably those aspects of you. Your internal issues are going to be illuminated in the month of April, and this could come in a variety of ways. Some of you will learn about yourself through meditation. Others of you will have challenges that taught you about yourself. Others will have segregated yourselves a little bit, and you kind of go off and do your own thing, and through doing our own thing, spending less time with other people, we can start to learn about ourselves. So I don't know which way you're going to do it, Leo friend, but I do feel as though April's going to be a time for you to get introspective, time for you to learn more about yourself, time to illuminate things about yourself that you weren't ready to, or you weren't willing to admit to yourself in the past. And finding out things about yourself that may not be pleasant, but knowing them will be very beneficial, and now you can move forward and work on your issues, right? If you don't know what your problem is, how can you fix your problem? So I do feel as though April is going to bring illumination to the self, illumination to something about you that you weren't aware of, or you didn't want to become aware of. Okay, so that is April. Let us now move into the energies of May, where we've got the Two of Swords. Alright, so in April you learn more about yourself, and of course that's going to come with, now you got to make a decision in May. And it seems like, the information that you learned in April, I think is going to create a decision for you. Do I follow the old paradigms of what I was doing, or do I take this new information and do something with it? And the nature of this decision could be a lot of different things. I'm not 100% sure, but the Two of Swords is generally about a decision that you're really not sure of. As you can see, this woman, I don't know if you can see it, but this woman has blindfold. She's blindfolded. She needs to make a decision. There's a path that she has to take, but she's not 100% sure which one to follow. And I think a lot of that stems from using the ego mind to make decisions. A lot of us will do that. Or what am I saying? All of us do that. So we use just our ego mind. We write out the pros, write out the cons, and whichever seems more logical is the decision. But that's not how we're meant to make decisions. We're meant to make decisions by following our heart and our intuition, as well as the logic mind, yes, but also the heart and the intuition. So keep that in mind in the month of... is this May? Yeah, May. So that you're able to make this decision in a positive way. Because if we're just using the ego will sabotage, and it'll run us into the ground if we let it. So, yes, a decision coming in May. Again, I can't say specifically what, but this is probably going to bring a change. Possibly. We'll see. Let's check out the energies of June. We've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is someone who is very logical, right? Speaking of the ego mind, I'm seeing a movement toward the logical side of things and thinking about things and communicating. This is a card of communication, and this is a card of being kind of gentle with your communication. There's many different ways that we can communicate, and the Queen of Swords speaks to me in this situation as being able to communicate and reaching people at their level, and understanding where people are coming from and being empathetic towards their situation before saying, I'm right because of this, right? The Queen of Swords is more gentle, more understanding, and I do feel as though we're headed towards more logical ego mind thinking in June, which I would say is not good. But we're doing it from a place of love and compassion and understanding, which I would say is positive. So I think this is kind of, a gray area a little bit. I don't think you should be going off into the ego mind. I think we need more balance. But at the same time, if you're going to do it from a place of love and empathy and understanding, then how could you say that's a bad thing? So it's going to be a very interesting month in June. And I see you giving good communication, and I also see you receiving good communication. So, whatever kind of communication you're sending out, that's the kind you're going to receive back. So keep that in mind as you, say things that, the things that are coming out of your mouth, right? All right, next we're going to look at the energy of July. Oh, major arcana all over the place here. Now we've got the Chariot. All right, I see you in July moving forward again. There seemed to be like a little bit of a downtime here. Look at these 3 months. March, April, May is almost like a downtime. It was a time of self-exploration. It's a time of learning about yourself. It's a time of communicating. But now in July, we're getting back to the doing, to the action, to the movement forward. And I think there's going to be big strides. Whatever, your goals are for this year, I do see big strides forward happening in July. Come summertime, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's going to be time for you to batten down the hatches, I guess. That's a figure of speech. I don't think you're going to be the submarine, but unless you are, then in which case, can I get an invite? No. I see you battening down the hatches as far as making sure that your actions and your energy and your speech and your feelings are moving towards your goals and making progress towards what you're trying to accomplish. So I do feel as though July is going to be a productive month where you realize, I've been kind of in the self a lot the last few months. It's time to go out into the world and create. All right, so now we're going to check out with August, and we've got the Four of Wands. This is a card about celebration, and it's about parties. It's about being festive. It's also about the home and making a happy home. And so I do feel like the energy of all those things is going to surround Leo sun signs in the month of August. And it's going to be, you're going to have reason to party, reason to celebrate, weddings. This is a card of wedding. If there was ever a wedding card, this is it. So if any of you are actually planning a wedding, then it looks like August is the time to do that. Most of you, this probably means you're going to weddings, you're going to parties, you're going to celebrations, as we do in the summertime in the Northern Hemisphere. But the focus seems to be on that thing. I think that a lot of your world in August will be surrounding the different events that you have planned. Maybe this could signal a vacation, possibly, since a vacation is a type of celebration. So this is going to be a happy month. I would just stress to remember that you're trying to accomplish something here, and let's not go too crazy with the party, but enjoy yourself and have fun and really celebrate the month of August, because that seems to be the theme for that month. Very cool. Very lucky, guys. So far, so good. All right, let's check out the energies of September. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Another page. This is our second page. Okay. This card almost signals to me like back to work, okay? August was a fun month. You had a lot of fun, but then your focus now should be back on creating money, creating wealth, business, whatever it is you do. But the fact that we have a page here leads me to believe that you're going to be a little bit immature. I think that some of that energy from August is going to still be with you, and you're still looking to have fun and enjoy yourself, and you're not 100% focused on making money. And this could lead to some issues as far as maybe having some problems when it comes to creating money. You're not going to be as successful possibly as you would hoped, simply because part of you is still in have fun mode, and have fun mode usually, I don't know what kind of job you have or will have in August and September, but usually having fun mode doesn't go hand in hand with making money. If it does, you are one of the lucky ones and you're doing it right. Keep it up. Okay, so I do feel as though September is going to be a time to get back to the physical world, back to the realms of food, clothes, medicine, right? That sort of thing. And so keep that in mind, and be sure that you're not making any immature mistakes, because that could go hand in hand with kind of coming out of the Four of Wands energy in the month prior. So be wary of that, and I think you'll be doing fine. So that was September. Now let's check out the energies of October. Uh-oh, we got more pentacles, but not the best. We got the Five of Pentacles here. I say uh-oh before I even... We could be positive. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, okay, I'm getting a weird thing from this card. This is the card of poverty. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be in poverty. But I'm getting a weird message from this. I think you're going to be extremely abundant in the month of October, but your mentality is going to be on lack. Does that make sense? And you know, I know this is a possibility because I'm guilty of it too. You know, I have a roof over my head, food in my mouth, clothes on my body, money in my wallet, total and utter abundance, right? But then you just say, oh, I'm so poor, I don't have the right clothes, I don't have enough food, right? You know what I mean? And it's all about the mentality, it's all about the perception. And I get the feeling that your perception in October will be one of lack, one of poverty. Not poverty as in like you're below the poverty line, but I mean just like not having enough and wanting more. And so this is going to be something that you have to work through. This is going to be a lesson for you in October. The lesson is going to be about learning how much you have already, and getting out of the perceived lack and into the actual feelings of abundance that actually do surround you. Always. I mean, you got internet, you got a phone, you got a computer. I mean, there's people in India and China and all these third world nations that have nothing, literally nothing. And so but you have the same mentality as them? It doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense because we've been programmed that way. We've been programmed by our society to think that we've never had enough, and we'll never have enough, and we should always keep working towards more. So that's just a fault in our society. It's a fault in all of our programming, and it's something that you may have to work through in October, is getting into a state of abundance, the thinking of abundance, the feeling of abundance, when it is the only thing that really surrounds you is abundance. Alright, let's check in on the energies of November, and we've got the Empress. And speaking of abundance, this is the card of abundance. And so what a 180 here. We go from Five of Pentacles to the Empress. That is a crazy shift. A crazy shift. These are diametrically opposed cards, basically. This is the card of abundance and of prosperity and of realizing and being grateful for how much you have. So that leads me to believe that there was some big light bulb moment that occurred sometime between October and November, right? And you've realized, oh, I am abundant. And this is the time of Thanksgiving. This is the time of family. This is the time of just being appreciative for all the things that you have. And I see that amplified, like the feeling of Thanksgiving amplified throughout the whole month. And, you know, it's so funny because, you know, it's always said that the darker the night, the brighter the day, or you have to understand darkness in order to understand light. And that's basically what's happened here. I get the feeling that you've been wallowing in lack for a whole month. Now you can truly appreciate abundance in November. You can truly appreciate it and be grateful for all the things that you have. So I see a corner being turned here. I see positivity happening, and this is a great card. It shows that you weren't willing to stay in that mentality of lack for very long. And one thing I forgot to say at the beginning is that this reading here is just a snapshot of the present moment, and pretty much this is a prediction of what will happen based on the now if nothing changes. But you have all the opportunity to change anything that you see here. The future is not set, and if you don't like one of these cards, then you can do something in that time, at that month, to reverse it. And I think that's something that happened here. You very quickly were able to get out of the idea of poverty, the idea of lack, and move to such an extreme of abundance in November. So good job. I know it hasn't happened yet, but good job, Leos. All right, the last card here represents the month of December, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles. And there really is no confusing this card. This is the card of putting that work in. Nose to the grindstone, elbow in the grease, whatever, I don't know, whatever weird saying that you like to say. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in work. It's about being creative. It's about being productive and staying on task with a goal in mind. So I think December is going to be, you're feeling so abundant in November. You're like, okay, I got to do something with this abundance. I got to create something. I got to make something. I got to express myself through creation. And that's the vibe of December that I'm getting for Leos, is that it's time to create. It's time to put in work. All that other nonsense that led you up to this point, we're just preparing you for this, basically, is just being creative and being expressive. So December is going to be a very positive month. I feel like November and December for you seem like it's going to be a time for just flourishing, for breaking out of your shell, and just just coming out of it and just being abundant and creative and expressive. So whew. All right, now that we've seen these cards as a whole, I do see the start of the year a little bit shaky. But come March, you're going to realize that it's time to go inward. I think around the March period, you're going to say, I got to learn more about myself. What am I doing? You might even question yourself. You have self-doubt. But the way to move forward is to learn more about yourself as much as you possibly can. Learn about your shadow aspects as well as the light aspects within you. And just like I said, earlier, is knowing the darkness is going to show you more light. Through the darkness, we learn about the light. And so that's what you're being asked to do in this period here. But come July, you're ready to get out of that and move forward and be productive. But it's not going to last too long, because then party season happens, wedding season happens, and August is going to be just a time for you to have fun and celebrate, which is good. I'm not saying don't do that, but that's going to be the focus of August, and I think it's going to move into September a little bit. It's going to be time to get back to work, time to focus more on work, but you're still going to be in that immature partying phase a little bit. So that might affect how you make money, possibly, and that might even transfer into October when you're feeling like you don't have enough. Like, I'm working, but I'm not getting everything I deserve or I need, and then you're going to start to feel lack. But like I said, snap of the fingers, November comes around and it's the opposite. It's abundance. And I think there's going to be a realization that abundance does surround you. And what was all that about? Why was I feeling lack when I have so much? And then in December, it's just like pedal to the metal. Let's get things done. So this is going to be a great year, Leo friends. The first part of the year is going to feel weird. And, moving into summer, you're going to have to learn about yourself. But once summer kicks in, there's going to be party time, little kick up come fall or autumn, but into winter you're going to be just doing so great. So it looks like a great year for Leos, not without its challenges, but what year doesn't have challenges, So cool, very good. Very good. Okay, let's check out the Keepers of the Light Oracle. We asked it what spiritual message it had for Leo sun signs in 2018. Well, not the message, but the spiritual theme. The theme of your year. And we got Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. What? Major spiritual changes right here. Right? This is your chance to soar. So you're going to get a chance to go through a big change. And I think a part of that change, and a part of this, and this, and this area here, April, May, June, is about facing your fear. Are you scared of going inward? Are you scared of really sitting in your shadow side? All of us are, right? We don't want to admit our faults or admit our dark sides, but that's going to be required of you in 2018. Leo friends, you're going to have to ask yourself the dark questions, face your fears, and I definitely see you facing your fears and coming out of it and soaring. As we see here, this is your chance to soar. And so the more fears that you can face, the the less fears you will have, and the less blockages you'll have to creating and manifesting the life of your dreams. So this is a very telling card, and if you feel moved to work with Kali Ma this year, I would definitely say Kali Ma is willing to work with you, Leo friends, to help you to dispel those fears and bring spiritual change and just blossom and bloom like the flower that you are. Okay. And lastly, we asked the Nature's Whispers Oracle what message it had for Leo sun signs in the year 2018, and we've got catch your breath. To me, this is about stepping out of society and stepping into nature. And I do mean, yes, literally go out into nature, but I mean also nature in the sense of your true nature, who you really are. Remove as much of society's influences on you that you possibly can. Society wants you to be in a state of despair, because then you're going to work hard for someone else, for the corporations. And you're going to uplift the corporations while you ignore your own passion and your own reason for being here. That's what society wants to do to you so that you become a good worker bee. But this card is saying step away from that. Move towards nature. Move towards your true nature. Find out who you truly are inside without all that societal programming. Get rid of it as much as you possibly can. Face those fears. The fears of rebelling against society. That's another fear that you might possibly have to embrace this year. The fear of venturing out of the status quo and venturing into your personal light. That is fear. That's very scary. But in order to do that, you're going to have to step back into your true nature. You're going to have to find yourself. You're going to have to catch your breath from this whirlwind of energy that the society that we live in, projects onto us. So this year is going to be about getting towards the self and getting away from the programming. And I think that's something to remember all year. The more you can do that, the better off you will be. The more in tune with your soul you will be. And the more in tune with your soul that you are, the more you can spread love and light and happiness and gratitude onto this earth realm. Okay, Leo friends, so that is the reading. Remember, like I said, general overall reading. If you want me to do this reading for you where I tap into your energies, shoot me an email. Like I said, the link is in the description below. That'll be $40 through PayPal. You'll have your own video. You can check in on it whenever you want. It'll be on YouTube forever, or until net neutrality destroys us all, whichever comes first. Alright, so also if you like this video, please give it a like. It lets me know that you enjoyed it, got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you enjoyed this video a lot, please consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the videos I'm going to be releasing. I got a bunch of videos coming down the line in 2018 that hopefully will bring healing and clarity to your life. So don't want to miss out on those. Hit that subscribe button. Alright, Leo friends, it's about learning about the self. It's about removing fear. It's about getting to your true nature so that you can soar like you'd always intended to. Your soul always intended to. So it's going to be a great year, Leos. A lot of opportunities for growth. I'm looking forward to it. I want to wish you the best 2018 possible. So leave a like if you enjoy this. Happy taroting. Peace.